Ever wanted to build an app with features, um, those features where everything happens instantly, like a live chat or a multiplayer game?
Right.
Well, to do that, you're going to need a socket.io developer. And finding the right one can be tough.
Yeah, it can.
That's what we're diving into today. Um, your most frequently asked questions about hiring socket.io developers.
Okay, sounds good.
And by the way, if you want to get started finding the perfect developer for your project, you can head over to theperfectdeveloper.com. They're experts at connecting businesses with top-tier developers, including those specializing in socket.io. In fact, they have a quick quiz called The 5 Questions that can help you figure out exactly what kind of developer you need.
That's cool.
So let's get started. First up, what exactly is socket.io?
It's a powerful framework that lets developers build real-time features. So you know those features I was talking about where you see updates right away without having to refresh the page?
Yeah.
Like a live sports score or a collaborative document being edited by multiple users or a chat app where messages appear as soon as they're sent?
Okay, so socket.io is how we get that seamless real-time experience. But what makes these developers different from other programmers?
They're masters of speed and efficiency.
Oh,
They work with technologies like WebSockets, which create a persistent connection between your browser and the server.
okay.
This means data can flow back and forth constantly, making everything feel instant. They're also really good at solving the unique challenges that come with building real-time apps, like handling huge amounts of data and keeping everything running smoothly even when there are tons of users.
That makes sense. So speed is key, but how much does it actually cost to hire one of these real-time wizards?
Well, salaries vary based on experience and location and the type of project.
Yeah.
But just to give you a ballpark, junior developers might start around $50,000 a year, while experienced developers in high-demand areas can earn well over $100,000.
Wow.
ThePerfectDeveloper.com actually has a really helpful resource that breaks down average salaries for different developer types.
That's a good point. The location can make a big difference. So, should you hire locally or go overseas? What are the pros and cons?
That's a question we get a lot.
Yeah.
And the answer really depends on your priorities. Hiring locally often means smoother communication and better collaboration because you're in the same time zone and you share a similar cultural understanding. But it can also be more expensive.
Sure.
On the other hand, hiring overseas can often be more affordable and you get access to a much larger pool of talent. But you might face challenges with time zone differences and communication barriers.
So there are trade-offs with each approach.
Yeah.
What if we want to find someone who's already familiar with the technology we use? Does that make a difference in who we should hire?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Some Socket.io developers specialize in certain industries or technologies.
I see.
For instance, if you're building a fintech app, you'd ideally want a developer with experience in financial systems and security protocols. And if you're using a specific framework or database, finding someone already familiar with those tools can save you a lot of time and headaches.
That's really helpful. So we know what socket.io is, what these developers do, and how much they cost.
Yeah.
But what about the actual hiring process?
Yeah.
What are some tips for finding the best socket.io developer?
Well, first you need to get clear on your project scope.
Okay.
What specific features do you need? What's your timeline? And what's your budget? Once you have that nailed down, theperfectdeveloper.com can help you find candidates that fit your specific needs.
Okay, so defining the project is step one. What comes next?
You want to craft a job description that attracts the right talent.
And what should that description look like?
It should be specific and highlight both technical and soft skills.
Okay.
Don't just list, generic requirements.
Yep.
Instead, describe the, real-world problems your developer will be solving.
Right.
Mention the technologies they'll be using and emphasize the collaborative nature of the work.
Okay.
Remember, you're not just looking for a coder, you're looking for a problem solver who can work effectively with your team.
That's a great point. It's about finding someone who's both technically skilled and a good fit for your company culture.
Exactly. And once you start getting applications, theperfectdeveloper.com can help you screen candidates and identify those who truly align with your needs.
Oh, wow.
They use a combination of AI and human expertise to make sure you're only interviewing the most qualified individuals.
Okay, so let's say we've narrowed down our choices to a few promising candidates.
Right. Yeah.
What are some good interview questions to help us pick the best one?
You'll want to assess both their technical skills and their problem-solving abilities.
Okay.
On the technical side, you could ask them to explain the differences between WebSockets and Socket.io,
Uh-huh.
or how they would ensure the scalability of a real-time chat application.
Okay.
You could also ask them to describe a project where they implemented Socket.io and the strategies they used to minimize latency.
Those are great technical questions. What about questions that aren't strictly technical? What should we ask to get a better sense of how they approach challenges and how well they'd fit within our team?
Ask them to describe a challenging real-time feature they worked on and how they overcame obstacles.
Hmm.
This will give you insight into their problem-solving process. You can also ask how they stay updated with the latest developments in real-time communication technologies,
Okay,
showing you their commitment to continuous learning and their passion for the field.
got it.
And don't forget to assess their communication skills.
Right.
Can they clearly explain complex technical concepts?
Yeah,
Do they seem like someone you could easily collaborate with? These soft skills are just as important as technical expertise when building a successful team.
that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So we've interviewed our candidates and we're ready to make a decision.
Right.
But how do we actually evaluate their work to make sure we're making the right choice? What should we be looking for beyond just their resume and interview answers?
You want to see the quality of their code. Is it
Yeah.
clean, readable, and well documented?
Uh-huh.
Does their solution handle high loads and low latency effectively? Does the application run smoothly in real time without delays or hiccups? Okay.
You also want to see how well they adapt to feedback.
Yeah.
Are they open to suggestions? Do they integrate feedback effectively into their work?
It sounds like finding the perfect Socket.io developer can be a real challenge.
It can be.
But it also sounds like there are a lot of resources and strategies available to help us make the best decision.
There are.
Is there anything else we should keep in mind as we go through this process?
Remember that theperfectdeveloper.com can guide you every step of the way.
Okay.
They specialize in helping businesses find the ideal developer, and their expertise can save you a lot of time and effort.
Right.
Their four-step verification process ensures they connect you with top talent.
Their four-step verification process. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
What exactly does that involve? First, they source candidates from over 500 diverse channels, including engineering communities and global job boards. Then, they have a rigorous assessment process to evaluate resumes, interview responses, and hands-on technical skills. They also screen for essential workplace skills like analytical thinking and communication.
So they're going beyond just looking at technical abilities. They're really trying to assess the whole package.
Right. And finally, they do background checks and review GitHub profiles to verify projects and contributions. They're really thorough in their vetting process, which gives you peace of mind knowing that you're considering highly qualified candidates.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So they handle everything from sourcing and screening to vetting and verifying, taking a lot of the guesswork out of hiring.
Exactly.
It sounds like they're a valuable resource for anyone looking to hire a Socket.io developer.
Absolutely. They simplify the process and help you find the perfect match for your project and your team.
So we've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding what Socket.io is and what these developers do to the key things to look for when hiring one. Is there any final piece of advice you'd offer to someone embarking on this journey?
Just remember, finding the right Socket.io developer can make a huge difference in the success of your real-time application.
Yeah.
Take your time, clearly define your needs, and don't hesitate to leverage resources like theperfectdeveloper.com to streamline the process.
That's great advice. So if you're thinking about building a real-time application, remember that finding the right Socket.io developer is a crucial step. And to make that process easier, head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try their quick The 5 Questions quiz. It can help you figure out exactly what kind of developer you need and set you on the path to building a truly outstanding real-time experience.